entertainmentbuddha.com.
Dun da 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 dun da 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 wah 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 da 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 wah 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 da 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 wah 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 wah. Hey now everyone, welcome to a brand and possibly spanking new episode, depending on when you're listening to this, because you never know, it could be 10 days after, 2 days, never going to be 2 days after, I can tell you that, because we're lazy here at the Star Wars Time podcast show. But anyways, Nick and I, we're here to talk about some new things that have popped up in the Star Wars universe since the last time you've tuned into the Star Wars Time show. And guess what, my friends? There's not that much to talk about. There's a few things. We've got 3 things, actually. So exactly a few. Not just a couple. Definitely a few. Right, Nick? I mean, it's nothing too ground-shattering or geekosphere blasting. But there's a few stories to discuss.
Yeah, there's a few things out there. I mean, last week we got hit with a bunch of TV spots, a bunch of clips for Solo, but now we're a week out. We're recording on the 18th here. 25th is the day, people. And if you're a real fan, it's the 24th, Thursday night, you know it.
Yeah, I'll have seen it twice by now this time next week.
Yeah, so I think we're all in Solo mode now, but Disney is kind of, taking down the marketing machine. They're letting everybody get their rest in before they hit the theaters. And like you said, Matt, we're working with some limited material this week, but I think the big one that everybody is excited about, the announcement for Celebration 2019, April 11th through 15th, Chicago, Illinois.
And this also serves as the official 20th anniversary for the Celebration movement, period. So the first celebration ever was 1999. Denver.
I was 11 years old.
Yeah, it was in Denver. It was like almost like a high school.
Yeah, dude.
But it popped up for the Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that was when Star Wars was like finally coming back.
Yeah, it was a resurgence.
We were getting the prequels. Everybody thought they were going to be fucking amazing. This was the time. Everybody's Star
Would you say
Wars
you were
fandom
11?
was coming up. I was 11.
Yeah.
I was 11 years old.
I was going on 19.
Yeah, so a little bit of an age gap, but you were at Celebration 2 though.
Oh
right?
yeah. And that was to this day an experience I will never forget, because I went with another great friend, another hardcore Star Wars guy, and he got me to cosplay. And we're talking
Jar Jar Binks
2002 cosplay, where it was not normal, not even remotely as acceptable as it is now. It was brand new, it was brazen, it was ballsy, and I'll never forget that feeling and the reception we got in Indianapolis. I mean, we walked out of the parking garage in our Jedi costumes as if we were fucking royalty. Like, we were in the movies.
This was like pre-days of Instagram where cosplayers have 3 million followers and shit like
2002 people. I mean, there were hardly fucking functioning cell phones at that point.
Yeah, so any pictures that people took of Matt are probably lost to history now. There was no place to upload them on the internet.
They're either on like 1 megapixel digitals or film.
Yeah, so I mean, these pictures may never be seen again.
But the point is, the experience was insane.
Yeah,
I mean, just being in costume and having people come up to you, but just also, you gotta remember, this is the first time in my life as a hardcore Star Wars fan that I was in a massive convention center with like 50,000 other people like me. So it was so fresh. It was so unreal to be around this Star Wars fandom. And like Nick said, this was a very intriguing time in the Star Wars universe because we didn't know yet. We were getting these new films. We were getting the prequels. We heard about them in like 94, 96. They were happening. We knew the first one was coming out in 99. And, the Phantom Menace was like, oh my God, they got this fucking painted dude, and holy shit, Darth Vader's a little fucking boy! Dude, it was so exciting back then.
It was the most exciting time. I mean, I would say even more exciting than the OT days, because, that was when it was fresh and it was new, but then you had such a long period of time off, and then Lucas comes back and says, hey, Star Wars is back. It's going to look better than ever.
16 years, dude. 16 years from Return of the Jedi to Phantom Menace. And it's not like Lucas was like, oh yeah, I'm taking a break and I'm waiting for technology to catch up. There was no plans to make 1, 2, and 3.
No, there wasn't. For all that we knew, 1, 2, and 3 were just stories that were in George's head, and he decided not to make before the OT.
You got to remember, especially for you and your generation, when the special editions came out, that was a fucking gift. That was a gift to Star Wars land.
Yeah, and that was like, I can remember seeing the original trilogy on VHS pre special editions, and then getting special editions for Christmas one year, and like I lost it. I was just like in heaven.
Were you still too young to even go to the special editions in theaters?
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, I was still a kid, man. I was still a little child.
Yeah, because I think, what was that? Was that 96?
96,
96, 97?
Yep. So, at that point, if I was 11 in 99, 96, I was 8.
Yeah.
So, my family, there were no Star Wars fans.
Yeah,
my mom and dad
I have to chalk that up to you were let down by your family.
I was, dude. They completely led me astray. And it was one of my friends in middle school who was like, we were just hanging out one day, and he's like, hey, are you excited about the new Star Wars film coming out? And I was like, what the fuck is Star Wars?
Oh, I hope he bitch slapped you.
This was like 98. I was like 10, 11 years old. And he was like, dude, we went home to his house, and he had all of them on VHS, and we fucking sat down and watched them all in one day. And like from that moment, they had me. I was hooked. But yeah, dude, family.
That's an interesting story of how you got into it. Because I was literally born into it because of my dad. I'm not saying that. I'm giving all credit to him. It had nothing to do with me when I was younger, and I just, randomly grabbed the VHS cassette and threw it in. It was like, oh, 20th Century Fox. Do, 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 do. Yeah, no, it was imparted on me from my father, but it was at a very young age. Like I said, I'm still 99% sure that he took me to Jedi at 3 years old. And he knew that I knew enough at that age somehow that I would be able to sit through that movie without being a piece of shit.
If you did, then congratulations, dude. 3 years old in a fucking movie theater. I know that when I'm in a movie theater and I see a 3-year-old kid
you want to essentially choke out the 3-year-old and then kill the parents.
Yeah, it's like, come on, man. Especially if it's a Star Wars movie, and especially if it was Return of the Jedi back then. Like, there were people in that theater, and they saw you, and they're like, what the fuck is this kid doing here? This is the last Star Wars movie. On it,
let's have another session of Matt's theater etiquette right now.
Because
we've been doing this on the past few episodes of Cast. There's one cast where I think I dedicated at least 10 minutes to explaining why people that feel the need to eat in movies are ridiculous, and they may need to just like fucking disappear or something. So anyways, here's my latest one, and this is something new, and this is because in the modern era of going to movies in a theater, we have reserved seats, this, that, and the other thing. So here is my latest pro tip. If you are going to a movie with reserved seats, and there is a row that you want to sit in, and there are open seats in this row, there is no reason or valid excuse on this planet to choose a seat next to the only taken seat in a row.
This was a precast for everybody who's listening right now. This was a precast rant that Matt went on like 3 weeks ago.
This is a major problem that I face on a continued basis at my local AMC theater. And it just happened last night with Deadpool 2. And I was sitting in the handicap row on purpose, so there would be no one else in my row. But one dude decided to sit right next to me.
That is like unforgivable,
like,
especially if there's seats in the open.
People that go to these newer theaters, AMC Prime, you have blocks of those two nice recliner leather seats. So, like, you do have that couple seating, but there's also that extended partition between the next block of two seats, right? No, This guy is sitting right next to me in a couple seat. And the fucking row's open. That's the problem. Like, I'm not sitting here bitching about a sold out theater. I'm bitching about the fact that this motherfucker saw my purchase and still decided
and sat right next to you.
Buy a seat right next to me.
Yeah, that is that is about as bad of movie theater etiquette as you can get right now. Like, reserved seating has given us the opportunity to intentionally not sit next to people if given the opportunity. I mean, come on. Why? Unless that dude is just the type of person that needs to be close to somebody and watch somebody's reaction while they're viewing a film for the first time, then there's no excuse. Like, that is
and
insanity.
Here's the kicker.
But yeah,
here's the kicker. He had a fucking large order of nachos and a large Coke.
So he pretty much hit on
the entire fucking
movie,
man, right next to
one
me.
Go.
Chomping
just scarfing
and
them
slurping
down.
And laughing and being awkward. Like, he was one of these guys, and I hate to even make fun of him because I'm a geek. I'm never going to call myself a nerd, even though I think, we're all kind of in the same universe. But he's one of those guys where you're like, you understand why people like us still get picked on.
Yeah.
Where you're like, okay, you can tell there's something off, and he just probably doesn't do well in social situations.
Yeah.
But why the fuck is he sitting next to me, eating his fucking nachos, and slurping down his goddamn Coke like a fucking water buffalo?
Oh, man. That's his only time for interaction with people that he can identify with, dude. That was it. He knows if he goes to Deadpool, sits next to somebody.
Just thinking about it, I'm sitting here, like, rubbing my face. I'm going to rip my eyes out.
So,
I can't, I just do not get it.
Pro tip, if you live anywhere near the Ohio area, anywhere near Columbus or anywhere like that,
I don't care where you live. If you have a fucking open theater and you can still get a middle row seat in an open ass row that may be one row back or one row forward, come on. Why the fuck are you going to choose a seat right next to a stranger?
It's a good point. That's why I still go to a theater that has open seating and it's relatively dead. And 99% of the time, I can walk in, sit middle row, right in the middle, fucking perfect seating, and nobody sits next to me. It's beautiful.
I can get it if you're a freak and you want to be as close to the middle as possible, but we're still talking, if you even space it out one seat, we're talking maybe 2 feet of difference.
Yeah, your visual range is it's not like you're going to miss anything on the screen. Like, come on. It's just,
what the fuck, dude? It's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
to
a
me.
couple of seats over.
And I get it. I like humans a lot less than most of you people. I just naturally dislike a lot of you.
There's things to dislike.
Because, I think we're a plague. We're cancer. But like, come on, like what the where's the logic in like, oh hey, I want to see a movie. Hey, look, that whole fucking row's open except that one seat. I'm gonna sit right next to him.
Yeah, it's pretty shitty.
The fuck
Pretty
is that?
shitty.
I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Dude, I don't know. But
Okay.
what we do know is that
Back to Star Wars.
is we know that no matter where you
PSA
sit in
over.
Celebration 2019, you will be next to somebody because it's going to be packed. I mean, you were at Celebration this last year. How was it?
Yeah, if you're trying to save a seat or get in the middle, I hope someone stabs you. Because honestly, at these events, and if it goes like this last one went, people should be allowed to stab each other to get
Look,
seats.
dude, the best Star Wars fans come prepared. You got to be ready to fight for your spot.
I would love it, man. I mean, if I was someone that waited in those lines, the last one, like we're talking fucking a day's worth of waiting, and I get up to the front, and then these assholes like cut in front of me, or like media slides in or something, like, oh, you're closed out, death, death, instant. I would see 187 going across my fucking vision. Like, it'd be like the Kill Bill music, like, me, you know, and be like,
Dude,
here comes the fucking alarms. Here comes the guy.
dude, there should be, no line cutting at these. There's too many people that just allow a random group of people to jump in front. Like, no, you wait in line like everybody else. Or give media their own fucking room. Like, you have the plebs that aren't media have their viewing spot, and then you have media have their own fucking section of the room, or they have their own separate viewing area. Like, get this shit together.
Well, dude, have we even started talking about Celebration?
No, Celebration
yet?
2019, Chicago, Illinois, April 11th through 15th. Tickets go on sale June 5th.
Yeah, by the way, here's our first topic.
Yeah, tickets go on sale June 5th. So, if you're looking to get in, if you're looking to get VIP, like, probably hit it as soon as
Well,
you can.
I'm telling you right now, and I kind of want to go into this with Nick. And I don't really know what they're offering at this point, but if they offer some sort of like mega Chancellor Valorum package, and you really want to experience the most you can at a Star Wars Celebration, just fucking bite the bullet and get it, because if it's anything like the last one, you're not going to see shit unless you're willing to sacrifice 3/4 of the show waiting in line.
Yeah, I mean, there's too much. I've never been to a celebration, unfortunately. Like, it's just been out of my price range, out of my time, my time zone.
Well, that settles it. We almost have to.
Yeah,
go
so
now.
like,
if you've never been to one at the 20th anniversary of one, I mean,
20th
Jesus
anniversary.
Christ, dude, are you really even a Star Wars fan?
I'm sorry, man, but 20th anniversary, and this is the last celebration that we're going to be talking about Skywalker Saga films, because 2019 December 20th, that's when, episode. For now,
until 10 years from now, when they're like, "Hey Daisy, how's your career looking?" Or "Hey John, how's your career looking?"
So
you guys want to fucking make a couple
we're
mil?
coming back, but.
And you're going to be the old people this time, and then you're going to be the ones that get pissed off at everybody, or fucking you're going to get people to hate us and accuse us of being liberal agenda jammers into our movies.
So I may do it. So 2019 is a good ways away. I can probably swing the cash.
It's in Chi-Town, which is fantastic. I don't know what the McCormick Place Convention Center's like. If it's anything like the Orlando deal, it's going to fucking blow. I'm telling you guys right now. Like I said, that event was handled so fucking poorly that most people should have got their money back. I mean, the only reason I didn't demand it is because I was media and I got in for free anyways. But even then, it was a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
I mean, any of the panels, like I said, if you wanted to go to any of the money panels, like I'm talking the Last Jedi reveal, 18-hour wait.
That is fucking crazy. Like, yeah, like you said, if there is a
Mark Hamill panel, like in 1 day wait.
If there's a package where I can just pay $1,000 or whatever and just guaranteed access to any panel I want to go into.
And that's my point. Like I said, when the prices come out on the 5th, and if you really want to get the most out of this show, suck it up and buy the fucking ripoff.
Yeah. Because I want to see it, dude. Like, I want to be in the theater when they reveal the episode 9 fucking trailer, or whatever they're gonna have. I want to be at the panel that's gonna have.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you right now, the only reason to go to Celebration for more than one day, I mean, one day, well worth it, regardless of what you do. I can vouch for that. But if you're planning on going for more than one day, the only reason to do that is if you attend the panels. Yeah. And the panels are the problem because they are so fucking popular that the systems they've employed require you to literally wait in line for hours. Not amusement park hours, even. I'm talking over fucking night camp out shit.
Yeah, that's insane. Like that, I don't know. Well, you know who ran it last time? Who ran the
Reed Pop, and they're not doing this one.
So hopefully whoever takes over this one, and this is like a conversation that we had when you came back from Celebration last year, is like Disney owns fucking amusement parks. Like, they know how to handle crowds of people. Just let them fucking run it.
Sell fucking fast passes or sell additional fees for fucking panels. I don't care. Just make it so people can access it without blowing their entire time laying on a concrete floor.
Yeah, and because like you said, there's other shit on the floor to see. Like, it's not just waiting in lines. Like, there's...
But not a weekend's worth. That's the thing. Like, they bill this as like, oh yeah, hey, come for the weekend. I'm telling you right now, the show floor gets old within 2 hours. It's the same shit. It's just vendors trying to sell you shit that I love to buy. So even for someone like you could literally walk through the show floor and be like, okay, cool. I don't collect toys, so... Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it looks cool, but I'm not going to drop a grand.
Dude, that's all it is. I mean, yeah, there's a few exhibits, but it's just fucking vendors selling Star Wars shit.
Yeah, so...
That's the show floor.
I'll pick up some stuff, maybe, if there's a cool little thing that I like, but I'm not going to go fucking crazy. I'm not going to...
Not for multiple days, like I said. I mean, one day, great. You'll have a good time at Star Wars Celebration if you're just interested in the show floor and maybe some of the smaller, like... mini panels.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to go for the weekend, and if you're not getting to any of the major panels, it's a waste of your fucking time and money.
Yeah, so I think you're right, though, dude. June 5th rolls around. I'm just going to... I might bite the bullet and then be there for... I mean, like you said, 20th...
Well, if I were you, I'd at least throw in a media application.
Yeah,
anything.
I'll try it. I mean, we're media. We talk about Star Wars every week. Put out hours of content.
I'm going to apply as media, but I'm telling you right now, if there is like a VIP deal, I'm probably going to hedge my bet and buy one too.
Yeah. That's the dangerous part. Like, is that what you got to do? Like, you apply for media, and then if you don't get it, you just got to fall back. You have to fall back.
I feel like it's, I mean, I did it last time where I had bought just a regular attendee 4-day pass, but I also applied, and I got it, and then I had my pass and shilled it. So I feel like I'll do the same thing here, where I'm going to buy a money pass, and I may keep it if it's going to guarantee me access to at least a panel or two. I mean, I got to see 2 panels at this last one, and it was the Ray Park Warwick Davis, which was awesome, but it's fucking Ray Park. We're talking 1999 Phantom Menace, nothing that relevant.
Yeah,
and the other
Rebels,
one,
right?
Which was great. But that's because Disney actually did it right and invited me as media and gave me a fucking guaranteed entry.
That's pretty sweet. So, I mean, we'll see. They haven't announced who's going to be putting on the show, like who's going to be the showrunners for this next celebration.
From what I remember, I honestly think it's in-house.
If it's in-house, then look, I'm a fucking Disney hack. Like, I will bow down to the mouse any day of the week just because I love all their shit, and like, I just am a Disney shill. So if they're doing it, then I have faith that it'll be at least better than what you experienced last year. So I'm pretty, for somebody who's never been to a celebration, who's fucking coming up on 30 years old this year and has been a Star Wars fan since, like I told you, since I was like 10 years old. Like, it is kind of a Star Wars sin that I've never been to one. But I think 2019.
Oh no, we're beyond kind of. You've committed a sin, but we'll give you a pass for whatever excuse.
So 2019, I'm pretty much in. I'm gonna be there, and
I'll go with you, man. I'll commit to it right now. I mean, you need to do it. even if it's gonna fucking blow. Because I'm telling you, Star Wars Celebration 2 and 3, they're still trying to figure shit out. And even by 3, it was starting to get pretty nuts. But 2, it was so, like... It was indie, but indie in the sense of still about fucking 30 to 50,000 people a day rolling.
Yeah, 30 to 50,000 people a day is about as big as you can be.
I mean, dude, to get in, they had, this was when indie still played in the RCA Dome, and I mean, there were people wrapped around the arena trying to get in. And me and my buddy walk up in our Jedi costumes. We walk right in the door because they thought we were, something fucking special.
You just walked up. You didn't even have to flash a badge. You just like opened up the cloak.
That's how new cosplay was back then.
You just showed the lightsaber.
I mean, people were just like, "Oh, I guess they're part of the fucking show."
Like they're on the floor, like they do something here.
Oh yeah,
dude, that's pretty sick though.
But dude, I mean, back then they did. I mean, yeah, they had certain panels and say another thing, but if we had to go to panel, we'd show up fucking 5 minutes before it and ditch in line and be in the front row. I mean, I got interviewed by Anthony Daniels at one of them.
That's pretty sick. Yeah.
I mean, that's how close I was to the main action.
Yeah, now, like you said, you got to wait 18 hours, and you might get in. Like,
yeah, might.
Like, that is disgusting.
To the main stage. I mean, there's think about this. There's fuckers that waited for the TLJ panel that in the end, after sleeping in a fucking arena on concrete floor, had to go to a side venue and watch it on the screen.
Yeah, that's disgusting, dude. I remember talking to you during it, and I was watching it live on YouTube, and you're like, dude, I can't even see it. Like, you have to tell me what's happening.
At the show, they don't even have a fucking screen of it playing.
Yeah, I mean, that was ridiculous.
And the one screen they got it on, there was a huge TIE fighter in front of it, and the volume was turned down.
Yeah, you sent me pictures from the showroom floor. It was ridiculous. Like, you had to be on a fucking ladder to be able to see it.
It was the biggest clusterfucks of all clusterfucks. I mean, when I walked up to the line at Orlando, I just went, wow, these people they have no idea.
Yeah.
Like, they had no idea of the popularity that this show commands, and they have no idea to handle the different levels of badges and who should get in over who else and blah, blah, blah. It was just a disaster, and it just never fully recovered. They figured the door situation out, but at that point, it was done. I mean, no one was going to see a panel unless you sacrificed many hours of your life.
Yeah, that's sick. But, it's almost like, I feel like Celebration is almost like the Mecca. It's like the journey that all Star Wars fans must take.
I mean, it's, like I said, as much as I'm bitching, it's still an experience that anyone that calls himself a Star Wars fan needs to go through, at least once.
Yeah. So,
because you'll never be around that much just Star Wars aura in your life. I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah. So,
and everyone there is like you, except for probably the people that think Kathleen Kennedy should die and that liberals suck and Disney's ruining Star Wars, and they'll still go.
I mean, they'll have the neck beards.
They'll just hate themselves and everything while they're there.
You just got to walk past that. I would say a good, 80% of people are normal, maybe.
I think the longer things go the way they go in this country, that number is going to grow, unfortunately.
Yeah. So,
or it's actually going to shrink.
Yeah. The cellar dwellers will make their way out into the light for the first time, and
the people that want to go back to like 1552.
So,
like that line of thinking. I mean, that's basically what we're getting back to here.
Here's what we need you to do, people who are listening. If you're a decent human being and you have spare cash, let's buy up all these Celebration tickets before, the scumbags can get the money from their mom to buy the tickets.
I almost want them to buy it though, because it's just like they're spending that amount of money to essentially hate themselves and the world. It's like I want them to be in that misery.
Just dwell in it for a little while.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they have the inability to just let go of stuff that obviously makes them hate their lives. So I just don't get it. And it's like we have a story coming up that I'm going to talk about this same phenomena. It's like why do these people just want to shoulder this burden? Like, why do you care?
I mean, as much as we love it and as much as Matt and I have put time into it and a huge chunk of our lives into it, like, it's a fictional show. It's a fictional movie series.
Yeah,
like,
it's not real.
I mean,
I would love for it. I'd love for a lot of the shit I know is fake to be real, but I'm not insane.
Look, if the Millennium Falcon jumped out of hyperspace and landed on Earth, I would be the first person there, like, fucking...
I'd be like, fucking A, that's awesome. I've always thought there has to be alien life somewhere because it's insane to think that we are the only intelligent life in a universe of, like, a quadrazillion fucking planets and stars.
So, look, I'd be down for real Star Wars. Once they make the first real lightsaber on Earth, I'll buy one.
Dude, my BB-8 just came alive again. This motherfucking thing, dude. This Sphero, like any of you guys that own the Sphero BB-8,
yeah.
Mine,
it's
literally comes to life.
It's like
when not activated.
It's like a Furby. It's like when Furbies would lose their mind.
It's doing it right now, man. And the crazy thing is, the way it moves its head, it's as if it knows I am now talking about.
It's like looking right at you.
It's scanning the fucking room, dude. And it's like moving its head back. It's getting all janky now, looking at Pete clean himself.
What you don't know
he's
is
moving a lot.
Sphero is a Russian-owned corporation, and you just have a fucking...
That's right. I was starting to get somewhat political, so it
Yep.
woke up. All right, you're right. Okay, here we go.
All right, so let's move on. Star Wars Celebration 2019, 20th anniversary, April 11th through 15th, 2019, Chicago, Illinois.
I like it. I mean, I like the venue because in the end, honestly, if you have a hard time getting in the show or it's too crowded, you're in Chicago.
You're going to have a good time outside the venue.
You're going to find something to do in April, and all we can hope for is that the weather isn't as shitty as it was this year as next year, because if it is, then that's going to suck, because Chicago in April will probably still be in the 30s.
So what hockey team is that hockey season still April? I don't know.
You got you would have it would be approaching the playoffs.
So Blackhawks would probably still be playing.
Maybe. They didn't make it this year, but you never know.
So
either way, it's Chicago. I mean, you're going to find something to get into, even if it's just stuffing your fat face with their great food.
So sign up, people. June 5th. That's when they go on sale. All right, let's move on. We have 3 stories. We're already like a half hour into this cast because we cannot control ourselves.
Well, we just finished one, so we only have 2 more
left.
to go. So
the next one is, I'm just going to preface all of this by saying...
it's not even a story. It's what we're going to call, and I'm going to jump on Nick here. It's just, this is bullshit with a possible shred of truth.
I mean, it's pure speculation to like the nth degree. I mean, we are known for speculating on this cast, but like this is...
These people calling it exclusive, like I just want to spit on my monitor.
So basically, we, few months ago, maybe 5-6 months ago, we finally heard some news around Obi-Wan Kenobi standalone. We heard that Stephen Daldry, who was the director of Billy Elliot, was attached to it, and that they were in talks at Lucasfilm to possibly bring this in as one of the standalones. So this story is basically just restating that, and it comes out of TMZ, of course, and they're saying that there was some, what was it, like a posting at Pinewood Studios, or they saw a like some sort of posting from Lucasfilm that said that that the slating for the filming is supposed to be in 2019 sometime for Obi-Wan Kenobi film.
Which sounds better than a lot of the rumors we've heard, because if they're going to start shooting in 2019, we're talking about at earliest a late 2021 release.
Yeah. So
or 2020,
maybe early 2021, depending on like when exactly they start filming in 2019. It says April 2019 for this, but
because they have, I mean, let's face it, they have gotten Star Wars movies down to about a year and a half. They can flip it.
Yeah, I think so.
Where when George was doing it, just because of the times and tech, I mean, that was a 3-year fucking process.
Yeah, pretty much. So they can flip them out pretty quickly now, but yeah, according to this, there's Episode 9 wraps up later this year. shooting wouldn't actually start until April 2019 is what this story says. So I know there's nothing official from Lucasfilm yet, but so like after everything that we've seen from standalones now, we have Solo coming out. We have, obviously Rogue One in the past. Is this move the right move? Also, apparently they're saying that this could be a direct sequel to Episode 4, which I think is a little bit crazy. So what do you think about that?
Whoa. A sequel or prequel to 4?
Direct prequel to 4. So as much as...
Because
then, like...
a direct prequel... I can't buy that, because then you're implying we're looking at Ewan McGregor trying to be Alec Guinness.
You would have to really age him. We've seen people be de-aged and aged really well with CG, but we all know what Ewan McGregor looks like. It'll be a stretch for sure. And then also, that would make it...
dude, honestly, I think that a timeline that would work would be during the young Solo fucking period.
Yeah, I think that's a perfectly ripe timeline right now.
Because at that, you got to figure, and I still think, I think we're going to be shown, like, young Han and Corellia, but young Han and Corellia is still probably going to be late teens. Yeah. If not approaching 20. And at that point, you got to think... Luke's still a young kid. Obi's maybe only been on Tatooine for 10 years at most.
Yeah, we're still in the period of time that's like the rise of the Empire.
Because Han was born during the prequels.
Yeah. Remember, we actually saw the Falcon. Now that you think about it, too, like, we saw the Falcon in Episode 3. I wonder who was flying that thing around then. Like, we know that...
Yeah, definitely... wasn't Lando.
It couldn't have... if Lando bought the Falcon new, what we saw in Episode 3 couldn't have been the Falcon. It could have been another, like, a YT.
And I actually think they've said that... I think they've said that the Falcon is even considered an old freighter, even in Lando's possession.
Okay, so whoever owned it before Lando might have been the one kicking it around in Episode 3, but... that time period...
Yeah, they could have been the ones that went to the fucking Corellia dealer and picked that bitch up.
Brand new.
Fucking, price tag, sticker tag price.
So, if we're talking about doing it within that period, that's still like the rise and reign of the Empire, the rise of Vader as a force within the galaxy. So, I almost feel like if you're going to do an Obi-Wan movie, at least part of it has to be dedicated in some way to Vader. He may not be on screen, but Obi-Wan grappling with that, what does he go after Vader? Does he try to do something to save him? Does he try to kill him in some way? There has to be a period of that movie that's dedicated to just Obi either on Tatooine or somewhere else trying to figure out what he's supposed to do with Darth Vader. So,
if you check that, I just shot you a link in the chat, man. If you check that out,
I think we've seen this one before.
That's about the Obi-Wan the oldest Obi I'd like to see.
Yeah. So what we're looking at now is
it's the sideshow Mythi's Obi-Wan 6-scale figure. It's beautiful. I'm getting it. It's already.
It's a gorgeous. You're right. It's a gorgeous figure, and
that's a fantastic look for him, though, because he's got his Clone Wars armor fashioned into his backpack.
Yeah, and
his Jedi robes all beat up.
And he's already got, he's graying a little bit, but he's not full gray like Alec Guinness was in Episode 4. But it mixes the look.
This looks very Alec-like. They definitely based this sculpt off of Alec versus Ewan. But I think you could still make Ewan look about this age, and it would work.
You definitely couldn't go full gray. You can't bring this Obi-Wan standalone to the point where Rogue One was brought. Rogue One was brought, right when Rogue One ends, you see Tantive 4 kind of breaking off, and then Leia's right there. That is when, 5 to 10 minutes from there is when.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's an old ass motherfucker.
You can't butt it up to that same timeline. So I think you're right. If you do it, around the young Han Solo timeline that we're working with now, then that's probably a right period of time. Not only is he,
and this is a look for him too. I'd take this in a heartbeat. I mean, I love this fucking design. I mean, I love how he chops the arms off the Jedi robe,
dude. I mean,
but so his tunic still shows through, and then like I said, how he refashioned a lot of his Clone Wars armor.
He's rocking some sand goggles now. He even has a long gun like Luke had.
But yeah, he probably stole it off some fucking Tuskens.
I mean,
but that's the age right there. I mean, again, this is modeled after Alex Obi, but Ewan would fit this age perfectly right now.
Yeah, for sure. Just throw a little
where you got the gray tints in the beard, and maybe in the sideburns, but the hair's still, his color.
Yeah. I mean, you just throw some gray in the beard and the hair, like you said, and I mean, he could definitely pull this off.
I mean, honestly, this would, if you could imagine Ewan's face on this figure, this is about 10 to maybe 15 years tops after Jedi or Sith.
I mean, dude, that's like, it's a right period too, because we already know that he's training remotely with
Luke's about 10 years old.
Yeah. I mean, he's already met with Yoda. He's already talked to Yoda about his training with, preparing himself to become one with the Force after he dies. He's also probably grappling with some things from his past, like, what should I have done? Should I have let Anakin live there when I had him defeated on Mustafar? Should I killed him? Like, there's a lot of, and then, like you said, just watching over Luke at that age. I mean, who knows? Maybe, the Empire didn't know that Luke was there, probably, but I mean, if they want to shift it to say that, like, maybe they sent down an Imperial assassin or something like that to try to get the job done with Luke, then, like, that could be a story thread that they throw in. It could be interesting.
Oh, dude, did you scroll through all these pictures? Did you see the detail here? He even has Anakin and Qui-Gon's lightsaber strapped to his back.
Oh yeah, because I'm looking at the.
I mean, Jesus, I'm so glad I spent a couple $100 on this.
Yeah, I'm like scrolling through it now, and I have the one where it shows all the accessories, and they have the 3.
This is a work of fucking art, by the way.
Yeah,
people.
Sideshow.
Again, what we're looking at is just type in Obi-Wan Mythos figure, and you'll find it.
I mean, they also have some fucking fantastic pose shots with him in like a desert setting. I mean, this thing is.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
just fantastic.
It's a work of art for sure. And then if you look on his back, he's got Anakin's saber and he's got Qui-Gon's, and then his saber
so badass
is on his front, I believe.
Yeah, he's still whipping his.
So,
he's got a fucking gaffy stick. Yeah. I'm telling you that. Okay, so anyways, the whole thing we've been talking about is that there's more rumors coming out, and again, they're all rumors, and to this point where TMZ's trying to claim this exclusive, like, standalone Obi-Wan movie, near immediate New Hope prequel. Of course it's going to be new. I mean, anything at this point is a New Hope prequel. Rogue One was a New Hope prequel. Guess what? Solo's Star Wars story is technically a New Hope prequel. So get the fuck out of here with your clickbait. And this exclusive shit, nothing's real yet about this movie.
This is not...
Nothing.
Like, the most that we know is that it's being scoped out by Lucasfilm. It has not been...
Maybe.
Like, it's not been confirmed.
I mean, just based on the fact that there's all these fucking rumor articles popping up, you have to think that there is some smoke behind this fire, right? I mean,
I think, like...
You can't just discount all the fucking heat this is getting, but in the same light, there's been nothing from Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, they've given us a lot of reveals too. I mean, they were maybe not full reveals on what the content's going to be, but we know about a lot of movie trilogies that are going to be coming up from Rian Johnson, from Game of Thrones guys, D.B. Weiss and David Benioff. We have the TV show that we now know Favreau is going to be doing for the streaming service. Live action is going to be in the Resistance time period. We have the Resistance cartoon series that's already been revealed. I mean, it doesn't seem like they're trying to hold back on, like, giving us hints about content and stuff like that. But, I mean, maybe with this, because this is, I mean, there was definitely a huge swell on the internet for this film in particular. Like, people want this Obi-Wan standalone, and, like, I think that, like you said, where there's all this smoke with these rumor articles and shit, there might be a little bit of fire. So, Maybe people need to start hitting up Stephen Daldry on Twitter and just poking him and prodding him for any kind of information.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, his name's been featured in all these rumors. So there is a big part of me that is like, okay, this probably is happening. But I'm also someone that until Lucasfilm comes out and blasts it on StarWars.com, fuck all this shit.
Yeah, it's
bullshit. I mean, it's just, these are just chintzy ass grabs for fucking cheap, easy clicks.
Yeah, I mean, they know that there's a Star Wars movie that's going to be hitting theaters in a week, so put up anything that you can.
But we talked about it. We sold out because honestly, there wasn't much else.
No, dude, this was a slow week. In fact, moving into the last one, this is where Matt's going to go on another little rant. But
maybe I don't know. I think I've actually gone through a lot of my vinegar already. I've pissed through.
So, this last article we're going to be talking about is around Donald Glover, Lando Calrissian, Billy D. Williams, the man himself. We know that Lando is going to be playing a prominent role in the upcoming Solo film next week. So, Larry Kasdan and his son, they did
And his son's the one that actually laid down the quotes, by the way.
Yeah, so his son Jonathan and Larry, they gave an interview to Huffington Post talking about, I don't know how it came up or anything like that, but basically they were talking about this Lando Calrissian's, sexual preferences and stuff like that.
I mean, literally, they asked him, do you think Lando is pansexual? And for those of you that don't know what that means, pansexual basically means that Lando is someone that would fuck anything that has a hole.
Like
be it a robot, an alien, a boy, a girl, an animal. It doesn't matter.
He's just he's attracted to everything, and he doesn't.
He'll fuck it. Like literally, if he can fuck it, he'll fuck it.
So this is what,
which to me makes sense.
Dude, I mean, honestly, if you look at how Billy D played him, I mean, we never saw him in any sort of situation where he was getting frisky with anybody other than Leia. But I mean, this is what Jonathan Kasdan said. He said, "There's a fluidity to Donald and Billy D. Williams' portrayal of Lando's sexuality. I mean, I would have loved to have gotten a more explicitly LGBT character into this movie. I think it's time, certainly, for that, and I love the fluidity, sort of the spectrum of sexuality that Donald appeals to, and that droids are a part of it."
What the
So,
fuck?
I mean, like, are we going to get some odd scenes with, like, him and Leet in this film, and L3?
Yeah, like Leet jerks him off or something? I mean, I don't know. That was weird how he throws that in.
Droids at the very end of that quote. And then at the one last part, it says, he doesn't make any hard and fast rules. I think it's fun. I don't know where it will go. So, I mean, when I saw Billy D, hitting on Leia when I was a kid, I mean, of course, he is a Mac daddy. Like, he's not going to, like, hold himself back from hitting on or going after anybody.
Yeah, you're right, though. I mean, honestly, is he literally, like, going to blow a droid or something?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think that they're going to...
Like, why do you throw in droids?
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
I mean, could it be, like, he's fucking a sex robot, and it's like, okay, we've seen that and fucking all sorts of
I don't
modern
put it past
sci-fi.
them. Just the way that Glover has seemed in these trailers, I wouldn't put it past him if, like, one of the scenes is, like, Han's looking for Lando. They're on a planet, and then, like, he walks into, like, a brothel, and then, like, Lando is sitting in, like, laying on a brothel bed with, like, a woman on one side, a dude on another side, and, like, a droid at his feet. Like, it would not surprise me.
Right, and so here's the deal. So that was the big news today, but a lot of people started going gaga over it, and by a lot of people I mean you crazy ass Star Wars neo fans, like the neo-Nazi Star Wars fans is what I'm going to start calling you people. It's like as soon as you hear the word sexual infused into Star Wars, you just go nuts if it doesn't conform with your thoughts on what sex means.
Yeah, and also remember that a big part of the original trilogy was an incestual relationship between a brother and a sister. So, like, come on, people. Let's not.
I mean, that was like like a thing. I mean, she actually made out with him to make another man jealous.
They kissed twice in the movie.
And you could tell Luke definitely wanted the boner too.
Like it was not when he was on that recovery ship and she kissed him, he throws his hands back behind his head like
fuck you, Han. I got this shit.
He was not trying to hide it. So, I mean,
yeah. So anyways, it's like, I really think that the first thing they reacted to is the fact that just the word sexual was used with Lando, who's a character from the old trilogy, who, you know, obviously is gospel and you know, you can't fuck with him and this, that, and the other thing. And just some of the shit I was seeing today just on Instagram, it's just like, man, what the fuck have we devolved to in these past 2 years?
Yeah, it's like, people are...
It's just like everyone, you know what? And everyone is still entitled to their own opinions, but now just people are like brazen with opinions that I really think a few years ago they would have kept to themselves because they knew that they're not quite socially acceptable.
Yeah,
and they shouldn't be. And that's the shit I'm getting. It's like, oh my God, here's fucking Disney jamming this liberal bleep, bleep, bleepy, bleepy, bleep agenda down our throats again. Here's the other one. I hope Kathleen Kennedy just dies soon. Fucking Disney trying to fucking change our minds on and warp our children. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, what I don't know, like, what happened to these people when they were younger, or like why they seem to hate something. Like, first off, 95% of them that are saying this shit don't even know what's going to happen in the movie. Like, nobody's seen it yet outside of the premiere and then, like, a select few.
Dude, I bet all of them don't even know the definition of pansexual.
No, yeah, they just, like...
I think just because they know it didn't say heterosexual, they immediately went to, well, they're not like me.
So, yeah.
So, fuck them.
So, I mean, let's try to withhold judgment, people. I mean, even if you are an insane person, like, just control yourself for another 6 days and then wait to see the movie, and then maybe it'll be nothing. You might not even notice it. Like, let's just hold back your vitriol until the film hits the screen. I can tell you right now,
for those of you that are worried that it's going to, like, melt your eyes or something, there is no way in hell Lando Calrissian in this movie is going to kiss a guy, touch a guy inappropriately, or anything. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
So, like, if that's what you're worried about, take a deep breath.
Dude,
there's no point.
Like, Star Wars is not the arena for...
It ain't happening. Like, as much as John Kasdan wants this to be like, oh, yeah, this is what I meant, this is Disney. Disney ain't putting out a movie with a fucking major gay character.
Yeah, not yet. Like, they'll get there eventually.
As sad as that even is to say, I'm just telling you, it ain't happening, especially in a Star Wars
Yeah, I mean, this is their cash cow right now. They're going to play it as close to the vest as they can.
It's not happening. So, like, it just everyone's getting all panicked over the fact that they threw in a term pansexual instead of heterosexual.
Do you remember the craziness that was around, like, when people thought that Finn and Poe were going to turn into, like, a couple, like a sexual couple?
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of crazy people out there. I mean...
And it comes down to, I mean, should that have happened? It would have been groundbreaking. It would have been very interesting.
Yeah,
but did it bother me that it did or didn't?
No,
Not at all.
No,
I don't care.
Exactly. Like,
I wouldn't care if it happened, or I didn't care that it didn't.
Like,
happen.
I don't go into a Star Wars movie thinking who's gonna bang the other person. Like, that's not what I care about. Like, you know, I want to see.
Right. I don't. I mean, color, gender, sexuality, none of that matters to me when it comes to Star Wars. And honestly, none of it matters to me in real life.
Like,
I don't have that type of time to dedicate to that nonsense, because it's nonsense to me. It may not be to some of you listening, and I'm sorry if I'm offending you. I don't understand even investing any sort of emotional power towards that stuff.
There's too much. There's too little life and too many other things out there to dedicate a large portion of your life to hating something for no reason. So, like, I don't have time for it. Yeah. No.
I mean, who cares if Lando wants to bang a robot?
Yeah. I mean,
or get a fucking handy from
apparently there's a lot of people that want to bang robots now. There's an entire industry built off of sex robots now in 2018. So, like, if he gets, a rub and tug from a fucking massage robot in in outer space, then like, is that really that big a deal?
I mean, let's be real. One of the first pansexuals of sci-fi is Captain Kirk.
Yeah, I mean, like, he went after everything.
This guy's banging aliens left and right.
He had no filter. He would go after anything he saw. So, I mean, that was also the first on-screen interracial kiss, like, between him and Uhura. And what was it? The first? I don't remember if it was in one of the movies or or the TV series, but like, that was the first on-screen interracial kiss. So like,
no, it was during one of the TV episodes, and geez, you can only imagine what things would have been like back then. But imagine if social media was back then, how much worse
they would have canceled the show immediately or something.
you would have had publicly organized lynchings.
It would have been insane
through Instagram.
Yeah,
like people in their stories would be showing.
Yeah, because people are fucking crazy. But anyway, if you're a fan of Lando Calrissian, if you're a fan of Donald Glover, get ready to see what could be.
He's still going to be a Rico Suave ass motherfucker.
Oh, yeah,
Doesn't
dude,
matter.
I mean, and
that to me, that is the definition of a pansexual.
Yeah, the dude is just like, he's
like, you're suave as fuck if you're pansexual.
Yeah, he's macking on everybody that he sees. Anybody that catches his eye.
He'd fuck a Yoda if he had to.
Anything that catches Lando's eye, he will put a move on.
Because you see Lando and Yaddle.
Oh my god, dude. That would just, maybe that's what it is. Maybe fucking Yaddle left the Jedi Order. She's like, I can't deal with this shit anymore.
She's getting some of that Calrissian.
She needed to get laid. She needed to leave that chastising society of the Jedi, and she found her way into the love palaces on Bespin or on Corellia or any of those other planets. We'll see. But yeah, man.
Yeah, so anyways, we don't like to get political, and sorry if we offended anybody, but sometimes it's like, hey guys, A, this shit's not real life. B, who cares?
Yeah, just enjoy the film.
And don't blow it out of proportion, because there's no way at this point in time Disney's going to take the type of risk that I think you are formulating in your head that you believe they're going to take.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no way.
I don't think that they would.
Disney is not putting in a gay character in Star Wars for a long time.
I don't think that they would shy away from it for like secondary characters or ancillary characters or anything like that. But like, they're not going to make one of their stars. More than likely, they're not going to make one of their stars openly.
No, and even to your point, I still think that's a ways away. And again, I'm not cheering that. I'm all for it. I'm not saying it has to be done, but I'm saying if it makes sense and they want to include that in the universe, fine. That'd be great. Who cares? Because in the end, all it does is make all of us as real humans. Again, this is fake shit. When we include more types of people in our fake shit, it makes all of us kind of give us the ability to resonate with this fiction.
Yeah, it makes us identify.
Right? Instead of having to pretend, if you're a black person, pretend that a white hero could be you actually have a black hero to look up to. Or if you're a gay person, you have to pretend that this heroic female or male character is also gay. Now you actually have a gay person. So I can understand that. But that's me.
Yeah, we don't.
I'm not saying, I'm not demanding it, but I understand why we will eventually get it.
I don't know who makes, like, how high up you have to go at Disney to get those decisions passed, but I imagine it's beyond Kathleen Kennedy.
Yeah, because in the end, as long as you're not fucking with my life and my ability to make money, I don't really care what the fuck you're doing or what you want to watch or how you want to feel.
Yeah. I mean, that's...
if having some gay Star Wars characters is going to make a couple 100,000 people feel a lot better about themselves, then great.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all for it. I mean, why not? Who cares? How does that affect my life? It doesn't.
Include these people into the universe, and then everybody will feel better. Also, I mean, I don't care. Just throw in alien relationships, just mix this shit all up. I mean, this
Right.
is a fantastic.
And if your
universe.
argument is that this stuff is ruining Star Wars from your childhood, unless you were born in 1995, Star Wars was already ruined for all of our childhoods.
Yeah.
In the prequels, see Exhibit A, The Phantom Menace, B, Attack of the Clones, and C, Revenge of the Sith.
So yeah,
that's called ruining your Star Wars childhood.
I'm actually
not because a female is a major character.
Oh my god.
Or a black person wields a lightsaber.
Yeah, I'm actually more interested to see this movie now because I just want to see like what this is. Like I want to see what one scene.
Dude,
in this
it's gonna
movie.
be nothing.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now. It's Kasdan just. He was asked that specific question, so he gave his opinion. You're not going to see Billy D do anything but be a fucking suave Colt 45 ass motherfucker.
Yeah, that's all. Dude, yeah, I mean, these people.
I mean, he is going to be as close as a pimp as you can get without slapping a bitch.
Dude, just the way that he sits, the outfit that he wears, just like the one scene that we've seen in so many trailers with him literally with the gold outfit on, like the bright yellow outfit, kicking
the
back.
dude has an entire closet dedicated to capes and the Falcon.
It's perfect. Like when he's kicking back and he just puts his cup back and that robot comes and fills it up, just like that is Lando Calrissian to a T. So I mean, I'm definitely not worried about whatever happens to this character in this movie. I think Glover's gonna knock it out the park. I'm excited to see it. I think, like I was saying before, when we were both kind of on our really kind of hesitant kicks about this film, that this might be the first Star Wars film to not hit a bill. I really think now that it could. Like, I think that it will probably cross that billion mark. I mean,
it may. I think this one's going to rely on word of mouth more than others.
I mean, they're saying though that the pre-orders for this are tracking really well. Like they're
well, yeah. I mean, we mentioned last week that they've already blown away Black Panther. I mean, they're not quite Infinity War level, or I even think TLJ level, but they're exceeding expectations, I guess. I mean, is that going to translate to $1 billion over time? I don't know.
We'll see. I mean,
I think it's going to make $750 million easily.
I mean, really, what carries you to $1 billion is your foreign.
I mean, at this point, what's the magic number? I mean, what do they need to see to be like, okay, let's make another two?
Because now we know.
Because we know that deal's on the table. I mean, Alden's all but confirmed that he's at least contractually obligated to make 2 more movies if needed. And Ron Howard has been on the record saying there's a good chance we'll make more if you guys spend the money to go see this one.
Look, spend the money, dude. I mean, if nothing else, spend the money because it's Star Wars, not even specifically to get this into a trilogy of films. But, if this movie is good, then, I would really hope.
I mean, I'm giving it 2 shots within 24 hours. And if it's like most other Star Wars movies I've seen in the theater, I'll probably see it at least 2 more times.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always like a foregoer for the Star Wars film so far.
I mean, the only non-Star Wars movie I've now watched more than twice in theaters is Infinity War. And that's just because it is on a Star Wars movie level for me.
Yeah. I saw Black Panther twice. So...
No, I said
more than twice.
I've seen a lot of Marvel movies twice. There's no doubt.
Nope, I haven't seen anything more than twice.
I'm saying like 3+ times.
Nothing 3+ times for me outside of Star Wars. But, I mean, Infinity War is definitely worth multiple viewings. I mean, it's a fantastic film. But I think we're getting off topic again. No time to talk about Infinity War. That being said, if you're a Strike Force player, Deadpool event is now live. So get in there, get your Deadpool. Matt got fucking lucky and unlocked Deadpool on the initial orbs, the 8 orbs that you get from the event. Lucky bastard. I only got 66.
Yeah, it's funny. When I told Hank and Kung Fu that I rolled that after, like, oh, yeah, I got 66. And Hank's like, I got 72. I was like, I got 104. They're like, you fucking cheater, you piece of shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's how friends are.
Bullshit. I mean, I got 66 too. And, like, I haven't even crit on any of the we've opened four orbs since we started the raids. Like I haven't even got a crit land on any of those.
Dude, here's the crazy thing. So last night, or when you guys listen to this, would have been a Thursday night. It would have been Deadpool 2's pre-opening night, right? I mean, at this point, it's ridiculous that movies pretend they still open on Friday because they don't. But either way, I went to Deadpool 2 on a Thursday screening, and during the post-credits, I was just waiting out to see if we were going to get any other bonus footage. So I threw up Strike Force, and I was, looking through my roster, whatever. And behind me, I hear a guy going, hey, look. Hey, he's already unlocked Deadpool. He's got Deadpool. And he goes, hey, man, how'd you do that? So, this guy honestly spotted me in the crowd, realized what I was doing, and then also realized the amazingness of my achievement of somehow unlocking Deadpool on my initial free 8 orbs. So it was funny. It just goes to show you that this game's popularity has spread.
Oh, yeah, dude.
People know about it. People are obsessed with it. And they're tuned in to all of the doings.
Yeah, it's dangerous. I know, whenever I go to the Google Play Store on my Android, it's listed as the #1 action role-playing game on the entire store. So,
yeah. So again, taking it back to Star Wars, if you're a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player and loyal fan, there is no way you will not like Strike Force.
Definitely,
because it's the same shit with Marvel, and it has better graphics.
Yeah, it does, and it has cool little team up moves and shit like that. The camera moves are.
If you watch it, I put everything on ×3, so everything's like fucking fast forward. But if you actually slow them down, these devs even put time into creating legit animation.
It's awesome. And then also for Galaxy of Heroes players, if you haven't logged on in the last couple of days, actually it'll be too late if you haven't gotten them already. Young Han and Vandor Chewie events were up.
Yeah, you missed out on that if you're listening to this just now and you realize it. But you've missed out on your free 3-star Young Han and Vandor Chewie.
Yeah, they still have. You can still get them because I think the packs, if you want to pay cash for them, the packs will be up for.
No, yeah. I mean, they're officially in the game, but at this point, you're gonna have to pay to unlock or grind because
actually
the event is over.
The event's over and they're not on any nodes, so you're gonna have to pay cash money for them. But I think we've run the gamut for this week, man. I think we hit everything.
Yeah, no, we covered it all. Like I said, it wasn't much. Next week's gonna be weird, or the next cast, I guess. We shouldn't really use weeks to describe our time frames because you never really know when the hell we're gonna be flabbing our gums, but. Really, our next cast will take place after we've both seen Solo. So our goal is to get that done as soon as possible. It may be slightly delayed from our usual schedule. But really the next focus of the next cast, unless we have some sort of major non-Solo news spring up in between this one and the next, will be our raw opinions of Solo Star Wars stories. So hopefully you tune in for that, just like you did for this episode. Because we appreciate you. We love you. We speak your names. All right, my friends. Until then, may the Force be with you always.